Hi. Oh, it is on. Great. I haven't recorded with this one before. Hello, 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 wonderful people. Um, so this is a big picture kind of thing. Uh, a question of where are we? So we are 4 weeks into online classes. There were 3 weeks before that where there was no school. and I'm sure you heard a week ago that the governor said all classes are going to be online through the end of the year. So we are online, and you know how it is. You need the class to pass, and you need 3 science with lab credits, and this is one of them. So the good news is, this the rest of this year is it's a whole lot easier than it would have been if we were still in class, and I'm fine with that. Um, so I don't have any problem saying uh, this is as easy as it's going to get. So if you've been doing the work and keeping up, oh, great. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Um, and the short of it is, you have to do the work if you're going to pass. So we have reached out to everyone one way or another. There are still a few students who don't have computers or internet access, and we are making second, third, and uh, fourth, fifth attempts to get in contact with them and get them the stuff they need. But I can't wait and keep holding back. So, what do I mean by that? My immediate concern is the answer sheet. So, I have the answers to all the questions from chapter 8, and I'm going to post those um, shortly. And then you will have all the answers, and and at that point, I will consider chapter 8 done. Now, um, I love the answer sheet. Uh, that's how I got through all my college classes in my 20s and 30s. I would do the reading, do the work, and if I didn't understand the answer, having the answer helped me figure it out, and that was a big part of it. So I always bought the answers to the book, the answer book that went with the text and stuff like that. In high school, it's a little different. It's a little easier. Well, maybe that's not the right word. The material is it's usually like one, two, three steps to figure it out. Whereas in college, it would be one, two, three, or four, five, 6 steps. So with more steps to get through, it was easier to get lost. Um, but I also know when I was in my teens and in high school, if I had an answer sheet, I just copied it. And honestly, that's probably a big part of the reason why I didn't go to college when I should have. Instead, I joined the Navy. And don't get me wrong, I liked being in the Navy for 6 years, and that gave me a lot of opportunities and stuff. But you can do better. And I want you to go to college, and I want you to be successful there. And so, doing the work right here, right now in high school is a big part of getting you ready. So, I don't like handing out the answer sheets because I'm afraid that you're just going to copy and cut and paste. And I see people do that, and that's where I'm stuck. I want to hand out the answer sheets, and I'm going to hand out the answer sheet for chapter 8. But then from this point forward, the people who haven't handed in any work, there's going to be late penalties. So I will still take any chapter 8 work up till this weekend without penalty. And after that, we'll have a very slight penalty for the first week. And then well, for chapter 8, I'll probably go 2 or 3 weeks before I just don't take any more work. And but after that, once we get into the next chapter, which oddly is chapter 7, more about that later. Um, Once I hand out an answer sheet, and I will hand out an answer sheet before a week goes by, and once the answer sheet goes out, then there will be a penalty for lateness. 5, 10%, and more than 2 weeks late, and I probably won't take that at all, because here's what I don't want. I don't want a bunch of students handing in 8 weeks of work all in the middle of June. That's not going to fly. Now, I know there are a couple of students who are out of state, and if there's something like that going on, and if you or somebody you know is one of the students who still doesn't have a computer or anything, we have a lot of people are trying to help. So have them call the number at the school, let me know, and or have them call me. You all should have my cell phone number, 702-854-0622. Give that to your parents. They should have it. Anyone, and we will get them what they need. So that's what's next. Um, there's the due dates are going to start to be enforced, and that's a big part of the message of here and now. Another big part of the message is um, about a third, over a third of the students have been doing the work and are pretty much caught up, and another third have been doing some of the work and aren't too far behind. And for those of you who have been getting things done, thank you. I know this is a very weird time in the world for all of us, and it throws all of us for a loop off. Uh, it's hard to get things done when it's just you indoors in these situations. Nobody's finding this easy, and thank you for hanging in there and getting it done. I appreciate that. And along those lines, I can't tell you. I say it. I try to say it all the time. I'm happy to help. If there's anything I can do, just let me know. I haven't heard from anybody. I've had just a couple students who have asked more than a couple of questions and a handful of emails. So if you want anything, even just a suggestion on how to do things differently with the videos or whatever, let me know. So I'm happy to do anything to make sure that you're successful here and you get what you need so that you understand things and you get it done. Speaking of getting it done, so I don't know how we're going to do a test. I really want to do a test on chapter 8, and I think that most people would do well from what I've seen. But here's what worries me. The temptation to cheat is it's very strong when it's just you alone in the house. So I don't want to have a test where the cheaters have an easy time of getting an A, and the people who don't do that are getting A's, B's, and C's. So I'm working with my boss and the principal and everybody in between to figure out how to handle that. So once I come up with an answer to that, I'll let you know. I hope it's sooner rather than later, but that's what I'm up against. Um, so then I guess I'll just say a bit about chapter 7. Do you remember when we were in class way back in the beginning of March? We started talking. So chapters 4, 5, and 6 were on Newton's laws: first law, second law, third law. And it was second law was F equals ma, and that told us what a force is: mass times acceleration. And then we talked about what forces come in pairs, equal and opposite. And then that came to an end, and then we went into chapter 7, which was momentum. And we were doing that for a few days, maybe a week before school was canceled. So my plan is to go back to that and pick up at the beginning of chapter 7. Maybe we'll review a little bit of the force just that leads up into chapter 7, and then go through chapter 7 pretty much the same way that I went through chapter 8. I am going to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm going to try to have one assignment every day, And then if I have to break it up to make sure it's a half an hour ish, I will. I know a couple of those were like over an hour to get all through. So, and that's another thing. If you find the assignment's taking you way longer than you expect, let me know because I haven't heard anybody say anything about time. So I'm just guessing that my guesses for this should take about 30 minutes are good. And I know I'm not good at that. I've never been good at guessing times. I write lesson plans and, you know, sometimes I'm through it in half the class and I'm like, oh my God, now what? Other times I write something and it takes me 3 days. So I assume I'm not doing any better. So if anybody feels like letting me know this took too long or this was too quick, that would be helpful, and I'll calibrate from there. And I will also try. I'm going to get us into one or two of those PhET labs. You remember those? So we'll definitely start off next week with a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll do a PhET lab with Momentum. Um, okay. I think that's it. Oh, uh, I saw my shirt on the camera there. No, this is not my shirt. This is, I was working in the garden cleaning off the rock wall and I got hot and sweaty. I took that shirt off and I put this shirt on. I just grabbed something and this is my girlfriend's shirt. She's been living here with me for a month now, over a month. Um, she's a flight attendant. I'm sure I've mentioned that in class. So her airline is paying her two-thirds of her salary and then she doesn't fly. So they're trying to be nice to their employees, which is nice. She works for a good airline. So she just took that buyout package and is off for April and May and maybe a few more months because it's going to be a while before the airlines pick up again. The good news for her, though, is she's been at this for 18, 19 years. So she's in the top 2% of seniority in the company. So the airlines are going to start cutting people, but she won't be losing her job anytime soon. So yeah, we're both healthy. Things are pretty good here in my world. So I hope your world is going well too. And if there's anything I can do to make it easier, well, let me know. Happy to help. Thank you.